So the other day, I was on Instagram and I came across this clip with the caption, "Why Indians Don't Do Heavy Metal." And it was this band and they were singing this song that was about like, I'll show you the clip. I hate to break it to you, but this kind of slaps, like, really hard. Like, unironically, I love this. Hello everyone, my name is Kara Means Spicy. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be exploring a band that I did not know existed until a few weeks ago called Darkkey and the Keys. Now, I may not look like it, but I'm actually a huge hair metal fan. I've always loved 80s music, but I had this phase, a very intense phase, where I listened to nothing but glam metal or hair metal bands from the 80s, and it was all because I got obsessed with this one band called Steel Panther. Yeah, I know, I'm that unserious. Now, I got really excited seeing this clip because I just assumed that this must be from some long-lost VHS tape of some 1980s obscure Indian heavy metal band. But as it turns out, I was wrong. Imagine that. Upon further digging, I found out that this band is not from India, they're from Malaysia, and the video you were seeing was from 2012. As a result of becoming a meme, their music videos have gone quite viral. That clip was from the music video for their song Puli Puli, which means tiger tiger in Tamil, as detailed by the 100-point Lucinda font at the beginning of their music video. And by the way, I hope it's clear that I'm not trying to make fun of the band. Like, this is out of sheer admiration and adoration for Darkkey and the Keys. I love this. I love their bedazzled outfits. I love their unabashed headbanging with their curls flying everywhere. I especially love their keyboard player sitting parallel to his instrument because were he to face forward, he wouldn't be able to headbang without banging his head against the keyboard. It looks like they even get their family involved in some of their music videos, which, how metal is that? Like, come on. The vocals to me sound similar to like your typical hair metal band from the 80s. And I'm not talking about like Poison or Motley Crue. I'm talking about that like raw, gritty sound, like that tinny, echoey sound as if it was recorded in someone's garage, like Cinderella or Kix. That's what the vocals kind of remind me of. However, it's worth noting that Darkkey and the Keys never claimed to be a metal band. They have this banner at the back of one of their music videos where it says Samba Rock. Tell me why I read this as Samba Rock, which I assume is how you order a plate of idli at a South Indian restaurant in New York City. Did anyone find that funny? Okay, it says Samba Rock, which is what this genre-bending music is claiming to be. Darkkey, the frontman of the band, claims to be the founder and king of Samba Rock. When you look up more Samba Rock music, you get results that are like wildly different from Darkkey and the Keys. So I have to assume that Samba Rock and Samba Rock are two different things, because when you look up Samba Rock, the only result you get is Darkkey and the Keys, unless someone can tell me otherwise. So anyways, they claim to be in a standalone genre that they refer to as samba rock. I personally think they sound like if hair metal was ever made in Tamil. The only musical reference that's like blaringly obvious is Michael Jackson. It's clear that he inspired the outfits and the dance moves, and in some points you can even see Michael Jackson clips being played in the background. Michael's presence can also be felt in the lead singer's glorious mullet, which is business in the front and party in the everywhere else. The music itself bears no resemblance to Michael Jackson's music, in my opinion. I mean, I can kind of hear some of those like signature Michael Jackson random noises, like the whoo and the ow! Like I can kind of hear the lead singer making those noises. If you were to ask AI, what does an Indian person headbanging look like? This is the result you would get. How are you doing the head bobble and the windmill headbang at the same time? That is so impressive. Like, what is your trapezius made of? Elastic? While this clip that I showed at the beginning of the video was very clearly trying to meme the band and sort of laugh at them, lots of people seem to come to the band's defense in the comments section of that video. They seem to be regarded as a national treasure by both Malaysians and Tamil speakers everywhere. And I know I shouldn't be reading too deep into this because it's just a meme, but I just want to speak to the caption of this video a bit. So this clip was originally posted by an Indian person himself, but the caption, like, why Indian people don't do metal, music is art, and art is for everybody. That's how I see it, you know? So long as you're not plagiarizing or appropriating and you're just having fun with it and not harming anyone, like, what's wrong with that? Just have some fun with it, you know? All of their music is in Tamil, which is spoken by Tamil people who live in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. There's also Tamil people living in Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore, and Mauritius. Just in case you're curious, if you've ever heard of the Indian band Bloodywood, they sing in a different language. They sing primarily in Hindi and English, and I've also heard them do covers of some songs in Punjabi as well. I know this is gonna sound dumb, but I think this band exemplifies what it means to be Indian. To me, being Indian is not about where you were born or where you were raised. It is about being really weird and being unapologetic about it. That is a signature Indian trait. There is very little information about this band online, but nevertheless, I did as much digging as I could. Darkkey and the Keys was a band formed in the early 90s by their frontman and lead singer, a Malaysian-Tamil man named Darkkey. Now, I assume that Darkkey is just his stage name, which, I mean, slay, I love that, but I was really curious to see what his real name was. His handle on all of his socials is Darkkey Nagaraja, but in this one clip I could find, his name is listed as Nagaraja Karupaya, so maybe that's his name. Anyways, in this clip, he states that he started learning classical music when he was 7 years old, and he's been performing on stages since he was 10. His band was formed in the 90s, and their first big hit was a song called Akka Maga, released around 1997. The song became such a hit in the Malaysian music industry that he was able to take the money from that and pay for his niece's health bills, who at the time had suffered a severe burn injury and needed skin grafts. Since then, they have released 25 albums. Darkkey comes off as an extremely humble, down-to-earth, and just overall really likable guy. In this clip where he's doing an interview alongside his bandmate and brother, he says that a lot of his fans still use CDs. That's why they release albums on physical CDs, because everything they do is for their core fans, whom they owe all their success to. Here's Darkkey performing with another Tamil artist named Psycho Mantra. Darkkey is about 55 years old in this. I am half his age. If I attempted this, my legs would snap in half. No question. Like, it immediately. Upon looking for other reactions to Darkkey and the Keys online, I found only one other review of these guys from an Italian musician named Mark the Hammer. His video is in Italian, and it is coming from the perspective of a musician, so of course he had a lot to say.
Mi limito a denunciare i passi di danza anche di questo video. Abbiamo Bugs Bunny che cammina senza voler farsi sentire.
What makes me so entranced by this band is because I see beyond the memes. I see so much potential in their music. I feel like if this band got a really good production team behind them, they could make some seriously good shit. And just thinking about like some Tamil musicians getting a hold of this band's music and making some full-fledged heavy metal covers of their songs, like, don't get me salivating! Andre Antunes, if by any chance you watch this video, please make a cover of some Darkkey and the Keys songs. I am not asking, I'm begging. The people want it. I am people, I want it. Before I end this video, a huge thank you to my mother, the Madras-born polyglot queen who speaks, count 'em, 4 languages fluently. She watched all the interview clips with me and was able to translate it for me, so thank you, mommy. She also hates rock and metal music, but I forced her to watch a bunch of Darkkey and the Keys music videos as well, and in her words, they sound like Tamil Aerosmith. Love you, Mom. So that's all I have for today. What are your feelings? What emotion does Darkkey and the Keys elicit for you? I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram for all of my embroidery art and my daily deranged thoughts. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now. I kind of like the concept of ending every video with a pointless story time, so I think I'm gonna do that in this video as well. So I want to tell you about the time I went to go see Bloodywood live for the first time. I love Bloodywood so much. So when they announced they were doing a US tour, like immediately bought those tickets, and I wanted to like dress up and everything. Like I wore a sari blouse, I wore a bindi, I wore jewelry. Like I really like went full-fledged Indian to the concert, okay? Tell me why I was the only Indian person in line. Like, I was looking in front of me, I was looking behind me, like, I did not see any Indian people there. And again, like I said earlier, like, music does not belong to a certain group of people. Everybody's allowed to listen to anything, you know, like, I'm not saying that at all. As a matter of fact, I met a lot of cool people at this concert too, so, like, I really enjoyed myself. But all I'm saying is, all of us gathered there to see 5 Indian men perform, and there weren't even 5 Indians in the audience. I did see 2 Indian guys at the bar, and they were drinking beer before the show, and I came up to them and I was like, thank God you're here, I'm so happy to see you. And they had that look on their face like, what are you doing? Get away from me. So, you know, that's my fun little story time. In case you think I'm bluffing, here's a picture of me with Bloodywood in my full getup. For what it's worth, I went to go see Bloodywood for a second time a year later, and there was a lot more Indian people in the audience then, so I don't know, maybe they missed the memo the first time around, so yeah.